Parent Entrepreneur Power, conversation number 162.
Parent Entrepreneur Power.
Wait, what? Entrepreneur Power!
This is the podcast for parents juggling the tough choices required for success in business while putting family first. Hi, I'm Mary Catherine Johnson, and I share the ups and downs and dirty truths of profits and potty training while chatting with successful parent entrepreneurs from all walks of life. Are you powered up? Hello there, Power Parents. Guess who? You know who I am, and welcome to another conversation of you and me sharing the ins and outs, dirty truths, positives, negatives, successes, and failures of this online, offline business world as parents. So today, I need to get a little real, okay? I need to share some honesty with you, some honest feedback. Basically, the title of this episode, The One Way I Break Free of the Imposter Syndrome Every Time. I hope you really got that, because it is every time. It's not just once you break through the imposter syndrome and you're done and yahoo and you're free and you're huge and you've grown all these amazing businesses. It doesn't work that way. Really, the imposter syndrome kicks my butt every time I try to expand to the next level. Every single time. It's especially difficult since I really felt like a failure for so many years, from the years 2008 through 2011. And I'm sure you heard my story about that before, either on this podcast or other podcasts of which I have been a guest, talking about mommy loves and how I got into so much debt and et cetera, et cetera. I really carried around and lived in and got, unfortunately, comfortable in the whole failure role for that business, even though it ate me up inside. So in a way, you could say I'm a little success shy. But not anymore, folks, not anymore. But it does hit me every time I hit the next level or I start to grow beyond where I am currently. And lately, that's been happening pretty regularly, because things are changing and growing. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. Yesterday, from the time I'm recording this, yesterday was a very big day in my business. It was incredible. I landed a very big client, a brand new client that was a referral from someone. And I know she and I together, she's a mentoring client, are going to do incredible things. And another thing happened. I'm actually starting something very big and very, very new, something that has not been done before. I'm starting something very big and very new with Andrew Warner of Mixergy, no less. Yikes, right? So I should be beyond excited, right? Yeah. I awoke from a terrifying dream last night. A baby was thrashing around, tangled up in some covers of some bed in my dream. And when I uncovered it, the look on the baby's face was inhuman. Okay, it was not a baby's face. It had a very deep furrowed brow, a downturned mouth, sunken cheeks, tightly closed eyes, clearly experiencing a painful, fitful dream. You know, like babies have that, but it didn't look like a baby's face. I got the sense it was my baby, but it wasn't. It definitely was not. Didn't look anything like either of my boys did as babies. So that immediately made me think, okay, well, nothing's wrong with anybody that I love, so that's good. But still, I felt very close to this baby-like thing. And it kept thrashing, and it kept moving, and it kept moaning and whimpering, and like it was really in pain. Whatever it was seeing in its mind, it was in pain, and this intense look of worry and fear on its face. Well, I woke up breathing heavily and feeling basically fear gripping in my chest, gripping at my heart. And I took a deep breath to try and calm down. And I started to analyze the dream, as I am often I often do. I'm sure you've already guessed some of my analysis if you are paying attention and have experienced anything like this before. Basically, the baby was me. Okay, let's just get real. I am now, because of these things I just mentioned, the new client, the big client, and the project with Andrew Warner of Mixergy. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit helpless. I'm feeling more than a bit scared that I possibly can't deliver. I'm feeling like I'm in over my head, and who the heck am I to think that I can do this? Right? I mean, because this is bigger than I've done before. So every time I take that next step, I feel these things. So whether or not you think I'm a success, it doesn't really matter. Everyone, when taking that next big leap, feels fear and uncertainty. Every single guru you follow online, when they do something new to the next level, they feel that fear. The only difference is they probably take their extensive amount of money and go hire someone to help them do it or to teach them how to do it, right? We all don't do that. However, I don't have the extensive amount of money, but I'm definitely starting to hire people to help me do this. So everyone feels that fear. It's obvious. They're going through unknown territory. They're doing new things that make them a bit unsure. They feel like they're going to be judged, right? So back a few years ago, say 2012, right after that 2008 to 2011 scenario I mentioned, I would have stayed when I woke up from a dream like that. I would have stayed in that scared place the rest of the night. The rest of the night. I don't care what time it was. If it was midnight, I woke up. If it was 2 a.m., it does not matter. If I woke up from that dream and it was feeling that emotion, I would have stayed there. I would have let that negative, scary loop of emotions and conversation in my head continue for hours. And definitely, I would not be able to find peace or go back to sleep. So if that were the case back then, the next morning and all throughout that next day, I would have been almost useless, right? Creating basically a self-fulfilling prophecy of doubt becoming reality, because I wouldn't have gotten anything done. And I would have basically continued in that spiral and showed myself that I really couldn't do it because I was so exhausted and just the fear had gripped me. Now, I was able to identify the fear, but I didn't necessarily identify it as imposter syndrome. Okay? Now let's look at last night when I had that dream. Now I'm definitely able to identify that fear as imposter. I'm feeling like an imposter. And I'm definitely able to take an honest look at myself. And basically, I asked myself some questions, and I did this last night. Is what I'm being hired to do outside my capabilities and knowledge? Okay, now you'll notice something right now. I'm not letting myself stay in that emotional loop and feed on that emotions and just have that conversation go around and around and around and basically feed itself and make myself even more worried, more scared. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no logic in this. I just keep going around in that emotional cycle. Now I don't do that. I stop that and identify it and start looking at it logically. And that is the best way to get rid of those fears and those anxieties. And something that has helped me do this tremendously, and you've heard me say this before, is headspace. Getting in my own head and being able to look at these thoughts for what they are and not follow them into those loops has been a godsend. It has been one of the best ways that I've been able to grow myself personally to be able to do the things that I do. And we all come to this life and this place with different experiences from our childhood and adulthood and all that good stuff. So you are where you are. I am where I am. We each have to work on whatever we have to work on. So what I was able to do is take that honest look at myself and ask myself, is what I'm being hired to do outside my capabilities and knowledge? Well, no, it's not. It's obviously something I can do. I feel very comfortable with what I'm being asked to do and really excited, to be honest. Another question. Have I created success for people before, similar to the success that this client that just hired me yesterday is hiring me to help her achieve? Well, that answer is yes. I have a track record of people that I've helped create what she wants to create successfully. Another question, do I have the skills and knowledge for this amazing new project that Andrew has laid out before me? I cannot wait to tell you more about it. I'm sorry to tease you with it, but it is way too new, but I cannot wait. And do I have the skills and knowledge for that project? And the answer is, oh my gosh, yes. And lastly, has my 14 years of online business experience with all its successes and failures prepared me with everything I need to succeed right now? And the answer is yes. The answer to each of these questions, except the first one, is yes. Yes. So I did that right after that dream. I took a deep breath and fell back into a peaceful sleep. It just works that way because I got it out of my head. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever been overwhelmed with these feelings and emotions to the extent that you were helpless, paralyzed, and thereby fulfilling the doubts growing in your own mind? Yeah. If you have, I have one thing that I think will help you tremendously to get over it the next time it happens. Here's the one thing you can do right now to give you ammunition for the next time you're in that kind of a situation. You're faced with that wonderful imposter syndrome. All right. And if you want the exact verbiage, the exact language that I'm going to tell you right now, if you want it written, you can just go to the show notes for this episode. parententrepreneurssuccess.com/PEP162. No opt-ins, no lead magnets, no email you have to provide, nothing like that. It's just listed right on the page and you can just copy and paste it if you want. Okay? Now, this is it. Okay, I wrote an email to 5 people that I trust. Okay, these were close friends and also members of my mastermind group. And I asked them to give me honest feedback. Now, I wish I could take credit for this exercise, but I can't. I also can't remember to whom I owe the credit. I don't remember who told me to do this. This was over a year ago that I did this originally. And it's probably, it's probably the same people I always talk about. Pat Flynn, probably him or Michael Hyatt, or possibly even Jamie Masters, Jamie Masters. Probably someone like that told me to do this in an email sequence or something I opted in for, or a webinar. You know how that goes. All right. But I wrote this email to 5 people that I trust. I trust that these 5 people to give me honest feedback when I asked them. Okay. And here's what I said. The subject line said this: seriously, I'm at a crossroads, and I need your help. That's it. The message was not very long, but it was spaced out so that it was easy to read. And here it is. If I could ask you to think of me for just a few seconds, close your eyes and picture my face in your mind. I would like your answer to 3 questions. Honestly, this is me, not an automated networking BS email. It's me typing and asking. What do you see as my top strengths? What 3 words would you use to describe me? What do you see as my weaknesses? And then a little farther down, I said, I can do so many things. I can adapt to so many situations. I'm focusing my voice, and I am so thankful I have just a few people I can trust to be kind, yet direct, constructive, and helpful to my current journey. Thank you for being one of those people. And then I signed off. I'm so lucky because all 5 people wrote back, of course, because I chose them well, and so will you. And their answers to the questions were almost exactly the same. It was so reassuring. I'm telling you, Power Parents, it was so amazing. And each time I got a response back, because that was, the subject line was pretty brutal. Each time I got a response back, my heart started pounding when I was just about to open that, thinking, "Oh God, they're gonna tear me they're just gonna tear me to shreds." But of course they didn't. They're my friends. They're people that know me. They're not gonna tear me to shreds. They're not gonna be mean, but they're going to be honest. So here's the deal. You can substitute whatever you think of my strengths, okay? You can substitute whatever you think are my strengths. I'm not here to try and toot my own horn, so I'm not going to go over what they said were my strengths. You can also think of your own 3 words to describe me. I'm not here to tout myself and have all these wonderful glowing words said about me, okay? But the number one thing I'm here to tell you about is all of them said my weakness as the same thing. Obviously, they said it a little bit differently, but to sum it up, this is what they said. You don't always believe in yourself. You hold back from really going for it, and you don't always see your gifts. Now, you can look at that now and go, duh, no wonder you had this dream. Of course, this is how you feel. This is what they said. Even though all those wonderful things they said about me, the strengths and the words were all powerful, genuine, knowledgeable, kind, all those kinds of things. And a lot of them were that I had a lot of strengths and power and knowledge and could do a lot of things. Okay. But my weakness was that I didn't believe that in myself and I held myself back. That's it. So now, every time, this is over a year ago, now every time I hit smack dab into that brick wall I create for myself, I remember these responses and I break through quickly. And that's what helped me do so last night. So, your assignment, Power Parents, should you choose to accept it, send that email to at least 5 people you trust. If you at all are a victim of imposter syndrome yourself, send that email or word it how you want. But that email, short, precise, to the point, not flowery, not a bunch of words, exactly what you need to hear. Send it to 5 people that you trust. Because guess what you're going to get back? Think about this. You're going to get back 20 pieces of motivational content for you being you. Okay, why do I get 20? Well, there's 3 words to describe you. They're not going to use trashy words. 3 words to describe you. They're going to be positive. And 1 strength from each person. And you're going to ask for 5 people. So that's 4 positive things from 5 people gives you 20 positive things. Right? Did I do math right? 5 times 4? Yeah. All right. And you're only going to get 5 things you need to work on. And they'll probably be pretty similar because most of these people are going to know you pretty well, right? So 20 positive things that you can use and you can go back to support yourself whenever you start doubting whether you can do something. And only 5 things that you need to work on that you can probably handle. Got it? And probably they might be part of imposter syndrome. If you have been honest with them as well, they probably would see this. Those 20 things that are going to be positive and only 5 of them that you need to work on, that'll make anyone's day, right? That will honestly give you a boost. And it should help you kick that imposter syndrome in the butt whenever it rears its ugly head. And be able to go right back to sleep peacefully, just like I did. I hope that helps, Power Parents. I sincerely hope that if you do that, and remember, go back to the show notes to get the exact wording so you don't have to keep rewinding, right? ParentEntrepreneur.success.com/PEP162. And if you feel so inclined, I would love to hear how this goes for you. You can always email me. You know where to find me, Mary@ParentEntrepreneurPower.com. And in the meantime, my dear friends, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being loyal listeners of this podcast. I cannot express how truly amazing you all are and how blessed and honored I feel that you listen to my voice. and the voices of the people I share the mic with. And I so hope you enjoy the journey. To get powered up for your day, just go to parententrepreneur.power.com and listen to any one of the over 100 episodes we've had so far with amazing entrepreneurs just like you. It might just help you feel like a grown-up again.